Hello everyone, I am Beth Golden, and today I'm going to talk about everything else that I did not cover with the Distress inks. The last 4 videos have been about creating backgrounds, and we created these beautiful vintage neutral brown based ones in which we did not get mud, and then we also created our sinful backgrounds. That just means that we used purple, which is the color of sin, and I explain why that's the color of sin in that video. And then we also created some warm backgrounds or some hot backgrounds. The undertone on that would be fire or red. And we went over how to blend and create cool backgrounds, base color being blue, and I gave you a whole bunch of different color combinations that you can do, at least 3 different color combos, so you could ensure success each and every time without creating mud. And today I just want to go over some tips and tricks on how to store your distress ink, why I decided on the way I store them and the size that I bought, as well as how to elongate your distress ink life, and then also how to seal your work when you don't want it to move. So anyway, let's talk about the different sizes of distress ink. You have this large size, which is, I believe, a 3x3, and then you have these little 1-inch cubes. Both of them work exactly the same. All right, the only difference is the size. And there are 2 benefits for me for these small cubes. First of all, my craft room is packed. It is like Manhattan up in here. So I have to do what is in, like, my real estate in here, meaning what is occupying my space, is the most valuable thing. So if I can get a product in a smaller size that takes up less real estate, I'm going to do it. And I love the distress inks, so I've gone with the smaller size. Not only that, but I like the fact that the blending tool fits perfectly in the back. So all I have to do is take my dabber and hit it, and boom, there I go. I don't even have to touch it. I can just take, well, I kind of have to touch it and put it back in the bottom. I never have to worry about cross-contaminating. Each of these has its very own dabber in the back. So this works wonderful for me. That's why I have opted for the smaller size. The benefits to the larger size really are if you enjoy stamping with these. This is an easier one to stamp with. And if you create large backgrounds for like art journals or scrapbooking pages, this is a really nice one to do as well. There's more surface area to work on that, and so on and so forth. So it depends on what you're using yours for. I predominantly use mine to create card backgrounds, so the smaller ones work for me. Moving along with that, I store them according to color family, and I do this so that I know that I will always have success. If I pull anything from this container right here, any 3 colors, I know I'm going to get a beautiful mix. I'm never going to get mud. So this is my warm color combo right here. This is my cool color combo right here. These are all cool. So these are all red undertones. These are all blue based. And I know that no brainer, I can get anything and it's going to mix beautifully. Then I have this one right here, and this is the one that I have to be a little bit careful with. I call this my sin container because it contains the purples, but I know that these colors will blend well together. However, I also know that I can be careful and pull in some of these colors with some of these, but pretty much this all works together and I'm good. And then last but not least, I have my brown ones. And I know that these colors I can pretty much blend together and be okay. I say that, but then I don't want to mix Rusty Hinge with Forest Moss because that'll give me mud. Even though it's brown, it'll give me mud. So I have to be a little bit careful with this tin. Honestly, I don't really use this one much because this isn't my kind of art. My kind of art is definitely in the bright and the whimsical and the vibrant. So I stick with these. So this is how I store them. I just have them like this. They go on the side right next to me in my table, my drawer, and they're right at my fingertips, and it really doesn't take up too much space considering that I have room here for 48 ink pads. All right, so from there, let's talk about what to do to keep them alive a lot longer. And I like this Distress Refresher. This is a wonderful product to use if you're noticing that you're getting a little bit, your ink pads are getting a little bit dry. I hate to admit this, but I usually don't buy re-inkers. I don't think I have one re-inker for my Distress inks. I have re-inkers for other ink pads, but for my Distress inks, I just don't use them. I've never needed them. And some of these are 10 years old. I know that that's crazy, and I might be lucky, but I just haven't seen the purpose in re-inkers for my Distress inks. So, but I just use the Distress Refresher. And what I do is if I notice one's getting a little dry, I just use a squirt on it, maybe let it sit up for 10 or 15 seconds. It does not take long, and then it's good as gold. I was really worried actually about some of my Distress markers. They were drying up. My spruce one was pretty much dry, and I was really sad because I don't think I ever had used it. And I remembered I had this. I put one squirt on that, and boom, it worked perfect. So this is a really great thing to have in your stash. It not only refreshes your Distress markers, but also, I mean, your inks, but also your markers. I don't use Distress paint, so I don't know how that would work. And I've never used it on my Distress oxides. Like, I don't think I'm gonna probably try that. That just kind of scares me. I don't know why. If you've tried it on your Distress oxides, can you let us know in the comments below how it worked for you? Because I'm a little bit too scared to do that. I don't know why. You know how you get a hang up, and there's no reason why I shouldn't, but I won't. All right, so this is a must. Also, if you have chalk paint, this elongates my chalk paint. I have sprayed a spritz of this into chalk paint, and boom, it helps just keep it fresher longer. So really great multi-functional spray. All right, and then the other thing is, let's say that you have your background, and you know, the beauty of Distress ink is that it's blendable and it moves with water, right? You know, if I throw water on this right now, it's gonna move. I mean, it's already moving. I can lift color. Look, I'm totally lightening that, okay? Well, let's say that I don't want it to move anymore. I'm set, but I'm scared because you know, it might be going through the mail, and maybe it will get rained on, and what's that going to do to your art? Well, there's an easy solution to that, and it is called your Distress Glaze. Now, you have seen me with this before if you've been watching me. By the way, my nails are not that dirty. That's ink. They really are clean. I promise. That bothers me. Okay, so sorry. So Distress Glaze on Distress Oxide. This is why I bought it, was for Distress Oxide, because it took away that chalkiness and it gave it back that luster. With Distress Glaze on top of your Distress ink, it actually makes it so it will not move anymore, and it seals it. So I'm going to take this one that's a super vibrant one, okay, and I'm going to seal it. Now, this was created, you can use it two different ways. This was created, this fits perfect in here. So if I had a blender on here and I wanted to just pick some up with my sponge and blend it on through and then wipe it off with a paper towel, you can. I don't like doing that because I use too much and I don't get longevity out of my product. So what I like to do is just take a little bit on my finger, and that is actually less than what I would use on the tip of a sponge, because think, a sponge picks up and absorbs things, right? And I just take my fingers and I just run this out, and less is more on this. You do not want to really saturate it with this. You want to really rub it in, blend it in. Use a paper towel to get the excess off of it. Okay, we're just sealing it right now, all right? So that will actually seal this up, and just really just blend it in. Make sure that you have it all blended in, and then watch. Once that's sealed, I'm just making sure that it's all blended in. Once it's sealed, hit it with water, It's not moving. See how it beads? It beads right up. It's not moving. So this is how you can seal your distress ink and your backgrounds. And see, didn't move, nothing. It's totally nothing, nothing. So it works, and it's awesome. And again, it works on your distress oxides as well to seal those. And well, distress oxides don't need to be sealed per se after they've been heat set, but it gives them back their luster. All right, you guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this extensive video series on distress inks. I was not planning on doing something as extensive as I did, but once I sat down and started to play with them, I realized that there is so much to cover, and there's so much cool stuff that you can do with them. And a lot of people just don't know. It took me years to figure out. So I hope that this helped you. The cool thing with distress ink is you can pretty much pick them up anywhere. You can go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Everywhere pretty much carries them. So they're easily accessible. And since you can get them in the minis, you can get a 4-pack for like 10 or 12 bucks, which is super cheap. And so definitely look into that. If you want to play with them, figure out what your color palette is. They have a couple different sets. For your convenience, I have listed down below my affiliated link with Ranger, in which you can find all of the distress inks. So if you don't know, I would encourage you just to go bum around on the website, on the Ranger website that I have listed down below. And then you can make your decision from there and see if your big, your box shop stop has them, or your local craft store if you want to, or just order them from Ranger. Ranger has free shipping over $50, I think, and they do some reward programs. So it's kind of a good deal, and there's less headache in it. You can get what you want. But you know, you probably can find a lot of these sets. I think there's over like 60 different colors, and I don't have all colors because I won't use all colors. So that's why I do what I do. All right, you guys, I certainly hope that you enjoyed this video. Please come back and see me again. Until next time, I'm Betsy Golden. Happy crafting.